So the holiday is over, school is now back on my mind, and that means video reviews are something I'm doing again because the holidays is for me to get through my Gunpla backlog. And today's subject is this guy right over here, the Gundam drone from the Witch from Mercury, the high-grade Gundolva. In comparison to my other WFM Gundams, minus the Farrak, this thing's silhouette is not as distinct or unique. No halo, no vibrant colors, or broomstick, or a very interesting silhouette. The duller colors also make this thing sort of blend into the background when you have them all side by side. Like, yeah, I put it in front so your eyes will be drawn to this first, but this is a lot of white. It's quite overpowering. But it does make sense as these are basically grunts with no pilots. But that doesn't mean that this kit itself is boring. It's just that when you have all the others, I tend to look at these guys first. Now, the head right over here has an expression that seems to suggest both boredom and seriousness, with great color separation to boot, being these white lines on the cheeks. Very nice. A thin waist but large legs show the similar design origins with the Ariel and Caliban, and the skirts are these big chunks that flare behind the mobile suits with large thrusters attached. You also get some piping at the knees, which is really cool. Just how chunky the legs are, and the fact that it looks like it's actually layered armor, really cool. At a glance, this is nothing to write home about, especially in comparison to these right over here, but it's still a good out-of-box build with some panel lining done to jazz it up a bit, and a closer look reveals some really cool aspects of the design, like the ones that I mentioned. And as a kit from the same line, the build was great. You may have seen my short, but it almost has an inner frame. And the build was also very easy. All of that for 20 SGD. I can't really ask for more now, can I? Quick comparison with the Origins version of the RX-72, and it's just slightly taller. So that's some information, I guess. Now, accessories are the standard loadout. A gun with a removable magazine that is actually really cool, that can store on its cuff with this slot right over here and this tab, so you just plug it in and there you go. That is not a place that you really see that much for storage, but yeah, it's actually quite nice. It looks good. And to have him hold it is just take this piece off, sandwich it in, and close it up, and there you go. He now has a gun. It's the standard high grade equipping, so can't really say much of that. Now you also get a tall shield with 2 mags stored at the top and 2 beam sabers at the bottom, and they all can detach. Well, it looks like 2 magazines, but it's actually one solid piece. You could cut it if you want, and that's just an option. And the beam sabers, just plug it out, and they simply slide into the hands. So again, standard high grade. And the effect parts are effect parts. You've been getting these since 2013, and they just plug in, and that's sort of it. I have a bunch of these now, and I don't feel like cutting them out. I just really don't feel like doing that anymore. And the shield plugs into this hard point right over here, and you can also move it up or down depending on how you like it. And there you go. He now is ready to get shot in the chest. Pulsability is good with a caveat. A standard 360 rotation with lots of up and down and side to side tilting at the head. The arms fully rotate, goes out this much. Now that is an excellent amount. With an elbow swivel and bend, it's just slightly more than 90, but it's serviceable. Oh yeah, you can move the shoulder pads up, pretty nice. The hands are ball jointed for all of this movement. The waist swivels a full 360, but you need to move the hands out of the way so you don't clash into these things. It also has a slight ab crunch and arcing back, but more than makes up for it with side-to-side movement, which isn't really seen that much, but due to the design of this torso, it allows for it, and that is nifty. Move this side skirt up and you get your thigh swivel at the leg. They can go front, back, that much. And the side is the full split, pretty good. The knee is double jointed, so you get this much of a bend, and it has shifting parts as well. This thing right over here, really nice to see on a high grade, especially a $20 high grade. And now, finally, the feet pivot. So this is all you're getting for a front, back, and a side to side, but you can get a bit of a toe bend as well. Now I think you can get more, but I don't really want to do that because of the C-clip connection. It's thinner than the Aerial, if I remember correctly, and so you have a higher chance of stressing the connection and risk breaking it. I've already stressed it slightly, and so I don't really want to push it even further. They are quite thin, so I can see why they stress easily, so be wary of that. But overall, you have a good amount that allows for lots of options, and other than the legs, I can't really ask for more. As its role as expendable units, this is the perfect army builder. I got mine at Toys R Us, where a lot of things are more expensive, for 20 SGD, and secondhand prices are even lower. I saw a bunch of them for 1200 yen, which is 12 SGD on Mandarake. The build is engaging and simple, it has all the weapons it really needs, but if you know what you're doing or bought a lot of 30-minute mission packs, you can just armor it up. It's the perfect force multiplier for a display. On its own, it's alright, but it does sort of make you want to have a bunch more because these things are made for an army and it just looks lonely as one unit. I do highly recommend this kit, but do be careful of the feet because you might break. On the plus side, they are fairly cheap, and also the connector for this thing is the same as a bunch of 30-minute mission parts, so go wild with customization, whether just straight kit bash or cutting parts. And I hope this was useful, and to see you next time. Bye.